Hey, and what's today? Wednesday. Yeah. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everyone is having a blessed and prosperous day. Hope you've had an amazing weekend and up to the hump day. Okay. I hope everything has been amazing for you. I hope that you see what God has in store for you. I hope that you're striving to be the best you that you can be. Hopefully, even in these days and times, you are walking more in faith than you are in sight, because I know sight look a little rough. Honey, sight looking a little rough out here. But when you have faith, you know that it's just a part of your journey, and that it ain't about the way you start, it's about the way you end it. So we all about to walk into the most amazing season of our life. We have to know that. We have to hold on to that. We have to totally believe that we are deserving of that, regardless, regardless of how things may seem. Um, I hope everyone again is having an amazing day and just loving on yourself despite who you were yesterday. Today's a new day to be greater than yesterday. Every day is a day to elevate. Every day is a day to be greater than you were the day before. And like I said before, you are worthy of everything great in this life, despite any and everything. Hey, Dwayne, you made it. Despite anything that you heard or anything that you know may have done before. You are greater than your adversities. So, like I said, you are amazing. So I came back, y'all. I know I did a video yesterday. I did it let me tell you something. You don't have to know people to have a certain sense of compassion for them. They can be total strangers or whatever, and you can have compassion and empathy for someone else. Yay, I'm so happy without, knowing them. Okay. So I follow and y'all know, first of all, first and foremost, this is a no judgment zone, but it is a keep it real zone. Okay. We all got to keep it real about it, stand firm on what we believe in. Okay. When stuff is put out on the internet, people can have an opinion about it, and you can have an opinion without being judgmental. If I cross that boundary, y'all, into the judgmental zone, because I'm going to be very verbal about how I feel about what I saw. So if I cross over into the judgmental zone, please, for the Dwayne, I don't know who else here, but Dwayne, say Miss Nightingale, let me know. Let me say the one you going into the judgmental zone, okay? All right. So I saw a content, right? And this is why I say watch the company you keep. You can have people in your space, right? And you can think that they want the best for you, or that they have good intentions for you. And if they're just around to soap up your business so that they can carry it, we call them bone carriers, okay? They can carry your business from one place to the next, or they sitting around and they, just trying to see how far they can leech, or see how far in life they can go with you without any effort. I'm hoping that the love that you have for them will carry them, or reserve their place in your life without, like I said, any effort. That means not giving you the love you give them, not being there for you when you need them, not doing anything. But they expect to be able to, if you achieve in life, or when you go through to your next higher level in life, they expect to be able to go, just because they've just done nothing other than being in your presence, right? You have a lot of people that feel like you are obligated to take them to your next level in life, just because of what they feel their position represents in your life. Like I said, they haven't done anything to uplift you, haven't add anything to you, won't even pour into you when you're down. Um, and they really don't have good intentions for you, but you too blinded by the way you love them, or their position, to actually see who they really are, right? All right. So when I came out on here, I told y'all from the very beginning, a perfect life I've never had. Okay, never had. Even from childhood, I've never had a perfect life. I'm not a perfect person. I've done my things. I am perfectly imperfect in God's image. As long as God forgive me, I don't care who earthly don't. Because you can't give me my joy, nor can you take it. Right? I've always said that. Okay, there's nothing perfect about my life at all. Okay. The best thing in my life is my children, and I can definitely say that. And they are not perfect, you feel me, but the fact that I've been able to become their mother makes them perfect to me. When I say perfect to me, I mean what they represent to me, not their actions or anything like that, just what they represent to me. All right. So But who I am is always who I'm going to be. I'm going to always stand on who I am. I'm not going to betray myself as something other than what I am. I'm going to be exactly who I am. You're never going to have to wonder about me. You know, I am who I am. And either you accept me that way or you don't. Now, if at some point God come in and change who I am to be someone else because of the journey he's taking me on that I'm, don't know about, then okay, only he can change me. Nobody earthly or their opinions can change me. But all right, I said all that to say this. All right, so it was a content creator. She came on here. Now she always said that she don't want nobody else to tell her story. She could tell her own story. She's going through a lot with her husband, and just being a mother, everyday things. She came on here and she's very open and honest about who she is and what she goes through on a daily basis, which we all appreciate. Because me, again, I've, it's a, I don't, a supporter of. Okay, let's just say that. All right, so then she come on here and she says yesterday she come on here and she put her husband's mother's business out in the streets. She tells a story about this lady husband's infidelities. She tells a story about this lady husband having babies on him. She tells a story about this, that, and the third and fourth. Said she realized that she's like her husband's mother. But you come out here and tell that lady's story like you had a right to, because you're a content creator. You had the right to tell that lady's story. Do you know how hard it is for a woman, even a woman, to deal with a man having a baby on them? Do you know what kind of trauma that gives you? Like, even in the back of your head, some, of course, it's one that most women get over. You don't carry it with you forever because a baby is one thing you can't change. If you accept a man back with a baby or love him enough to love him through having a baby on you, then and that's a man or a woman, then that love is solid, it's solidified. But you don't want to hear about it all the time. You definitely don't want nobody else out there telling your story, because nobody had to sit back and endure that pain but you. You know what I'm saying? So nobody has the right to sit here and tell about what your husband did, how your husband that had babies on you, how your husband got served child support papers. Like, who do you think you are? People got to have boundaries. But you know what it did do? It opened up another side of me, another thought process, because I always thought that she was the one that everybody was doing bad at one point. But after she released that content yesterday, it kind of told me different. See, this is why I say you got to be real careful about how, oops, I just knocked myself offline. I'm back now. Hey, Dwayne, you have to be real careful about how you put people on certain pedestals and stuff, because you feel like, oh, they so real. Because when definitely people show you who they are, eventually, let me tell you something. I don't care how many masks you put on your face. Eventually, everybody will be revealed. It don't matter how long you try to play fake. Fakeness don't last forever. Eventually, that mask gonna come off, and you're gonna show your real you, the real you. And then it makes a lot of us that's following you finally understand why you may be going through what you go through, because you run your mouth too much. Like, how dare you come out here and tell your husband's mother's business? What? Are you crazy? Like, it's just nowhere in the world. Hey, Miss Loving Me, Tracy Anderson, good morning. Like, it's nowhere in the world as a woman you would come out and tell something so sensitive about another woman. And then I'm very quite sure she's probably a senior your age. You will come out here and tell that lady's business about what's gone on between her and her husband, where you tell everybody, oh, I'm gonna be open and honest about my husband, but however I feel about my husband is how I feel about my husband. I don't want to leave this, that, and the third and the fourth. And you see how hard it is for you to deal with the backlash of what people say about the information you put out about you and your husband. But you come out here and put another lady who's not on the internet, who's not trying to be a content creator, because she's not dropping that kind of content about herself, uh, her business out here like that, for the world to try to critique and judge about a woman that they don't even know. Like, that was a low blow. That was low and it's dirty. And if anybody didn't change the way that they feel about her by watching that, you ain't a real person. If you did not change, if your thoughts on her and her situation did not change by watching her put that lady business out here like that, then you ain't something you ain't right. Something you ain't right. Who we saw that released that information about that lady, about that man, mom, his or her own husband, mother, that's who she is. That is exactly who she is. And that's 9 out of 10 probably why she have the problems that she have. Because she run her mouth too much about other people's business that ain't yours. You know what I'm saying? But then always want to be the one to make it seem like the whole world against you. Everybody in your life against you. Everybody in your life always blackballed you. Everybody in your life always mistreated you. Nah, you know, you run your mouth too much. People probably don't deal with you because you take their business and you carry it. Or if your funds getting low, you taking their business and making it your content. But all while saying that you don't want nobody else to tell your story. But you think that you're in a position to tell somebody else something. That makes zero sense to me. Then you wonder why you go through. Because one thing, let me tell you something. One thing about karma, you got everybody's address. It don't miss a beat. See, no matter who you try to portray yourself to be on the internet or in real life with that mask on, God sees all. And you're going to reap the seeds of the harvest that you've sown. Excuse me, you're going to reap the harvest of the seeds that you've sown. No matter how much you try to hide behind being a content creator, acting like you're trying to help people, just the same way you come out and say, oh, y'all poor, y'all broke, y'all want food stamps, when you done live the same life. Because you've overcome it, you don't have to tear people down, then try to uplift them. That ain't how that works. You don't have to tear people down first to try to make them see things through your eyes. Because when you was on food stamps, when you was on Section 8, you don't want nobody coming on there telling you, oh, you're a broke, you're a broke hoe. You broke. You're gonna always be on food stamps because of the way you think, this, that, and third. Who are you to say that? You don't determine what people will become. That is not your lane. Okay, you overcame it. Good for you. God put you in a different position, but he never put you in a different position for you to try to downplay nobody else. Humble yourself. Get your big bag. Continue to do that. But you don't have to do that by knocking other people down. Like, that's ridiculous. And then wonder why everything in your life seems like it's crumbling around you because you're a fake person, in my opinion. From what I've seen, all the way up to this point, I never thought it. Outside of what you be saying about these women that are still under government assistance. You understand? Because at the same time, you wonder about women being under government assistance. Girl, everything is government assistance. School, when you get doggone loans for school, when Medicaid, it's other stuff that's considered government assistance outside of food stamps. And now you think somebody gonna take pride in paying like that high behind hospital bill you got for having a baby? Heck no. Who want that? That ain't no flex. Because you got to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for having a baby. And the woman with Medicaid, she can doggone have her baby for free. Paying $100,000 for giving birth, that ain't no flex. Like, who told you that's a flex? And that is such a flex that you can come back and downplay another sister. Because she can get her Medicaid to pay for it. Girl, please, this government don't care nothing about you. So if people can get help, they better get it and stop worrying about what other people got to say about it. Because you're trying to live up to what society feel like you should be advanced above. You can't tell nobody how they supposed to advance in life. You worry about your life and how you advance in your life. How you push yourself and the ones that you love. That should be your main focus. Making sure everybody in your life, you know, is wherever you feel like, or they where they feel like they should be. If anything, you pour into people. You don't have to, like that. That's like a double-ended sword. You got to tear somebody down just to uplift them or to make them see your point of view. If your point of view comes with you tearing somebody down first, it holds no value. Because I'm very quite sure there's thousands and thousands of people in the world with a mind just like yours that probably already tore those people down before they encountered you. And then they encountered you and you think that you motivating them by telling them they broke. They on Section 8. So they don't have, they got poor mindsets. Oh, because you happen to stumble onto content creating and put yourself in a better position and it worked for you. God favored that for you. But you use God's favor against other people that's still going through their journey and trying to find and are elevating life. How dare you? You're a despicable person, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody got to say. And like I said, I've always supported her. I like her videos. But when she did that to that lady, like I said, even when she came out, I never thought it was okay for her to come out and talk about people on public assistance. That is never fair. That is never good. And if you think at some point you shouldn't get something from the government, if you are in a position where you can get it, but you don't want to get it because of how society going out how society going to look at you, then that's on you. That's just like my daughters. When I first told them, I said, y'all stay at home. Exactly, Dwayne. But we're fostering. I told my babies, I said, y'all stay at home. It was a program here called the NACA program. I told my girls, I said, y'all stay at home. Because at some point, I ended up finding out about the program because at one point when I left my husband, it was just me and the kids. And I started going through the program, right? To get a home. But eventually I allowed my husband to come back, and I knew the two incomes together, we just couldn't do it. So I stopped going through the program. Which you probably could have did it, but I don't know. But anyway, when I decided to let him come back, I just felt like, nah, I ain't gonna do it with no man beside me. So I didn't. I came out of it. It was different. So I told my girls, I said, y'all stay at home till y'all old enough. Now that I've gotten the knowledge on the NACA program, when y'all are ready, before y'all leave home, as long as y'all ain't got no husband or nothing like that, y'all go through the NACA program. As soon as y'all leave home, y'all can be going straight to a home that y'all are purchasing, finna buy, right? This is what I told my children, and I gave them the information. I'm like, this is what y'all can do now that I know it's programs like this out here, right? Because again, like I told y'all before, I don't come from a family that dropped jewels on us or told us different programs or the importance of your credit or nothing like that. I don't come from that kind of family. Okay, everything you find out in life, you figure it out on your own. So of course I had to wear the scars and the battle wounds from trying to figure it out myself. So I tried to go ahead and hand my children the blueprint. Right. All right. So my girls, they both had babies. They end up having babies. Of course, after the age of 18, they had babies, and of course, they fell in love with dudes. Right? They fell in love. When I say dudes, it's because I'm talking about two daughters, but of course, both one dude. And they felt like they wanted to lay up under the ninja all day long. So yeah, you got to do that elsewhere. Okay. So you move out. So I tell them, okay, so if you decide to move out, why not? Because again, Section 8 is a stepping stone. Housing is a stepping stone. Okay. You know, mommy wasn't born with no silver spoon in her mouth. But y'all never lack nothing like that. But I'm not finna try to act like I can or what I want to, because again, I come up different. It's not my job to lay everything out or provide you with everything in adulthood. You gotta learn just like I gotta learn. Because one day, like I said, God gonna need me back. And you gotta know how to maintain yourself, right? Um, I don't think that she did that. It's to motivate, that it's to get them out of government. It's not your last resort, in my opinion. Hmm? Miss Tracy, I don't understand. That is to get them out of. What I'm saying is that I don't know what you're saying, Miss. I don't think she did that. It's to motivate, that it's to get them out of government. You don't have to. What I'm saying is, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to down somebody. Okay, you don't have to downplay somebody's position to inspire them. Let yourself, if you are who you say you are, stand on business. Let them see in you be inspiration enough. But don't down them. If you feel like you got God's favor and you got God's favor and presenting to the world what you have can motivate people to want to be better, you don't have to include insult. You don't have to include downing people, telling them, oh, they poor, or get your butt up and get off government system. No, because you ain't had nobody rushing you. See, like I said, she happened to stumble onto favor. Okay, God wanted something better for her, but he didn't put you in a position, and you ain't humble because you think now you could talk about people that's going through the same journey that you went through, no matter what the age, because nobody can tell nobody how their life is supposed to be at any certain age, because you don't know the journey that they've gone through to get to even where they are today. You don't know the adversities they've had. None of us do. So all you can do is, inspire people. You can definitely show them, if you're in a better position than they are, you can definitely show them or give them tips and tools to get there. But you don't have to insult them or their situation to make them follow you, or to think that opens up their mind. Because like I said, you never know what people have gone through before even seeing you. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be an inspiration, be an inspiration. I don't feel like I gotta beat you down to inspire you. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. I feel like I gotta beat you down first and then help build you back up. That's narcissistic behavior. Anybody that feel like they gotta beat you down first and then fake, you know what I'm saying, encourage you. No. Poor no more right. Just was at the right time to be able to make it on. Exactly, Miss Love Me Tracy Anderson. She fell on some favor. Where she was at, came in on a time where social media was paying big money, and she was able to get a, get a bag off of it. You know what I'm saying? So, one of the first, I know it was a couple of them, but she's one of the first content creators. So you had favor. But who are you to tell somebody else that they lazy, that they this, that they that, because they not, you don't feel like they chasing their dreams enough. You don't know people. You don't know their situations. You don't know their adversities. And stop thinking because you got money to now access all this stuff. Because think if you didn't have the money. Think of the things that you put on display about your husband and your kids. If you didn't have the money. You're behind to be on Section 8 right now too with all them kids. You'll be right there on Section 8. If content creating didn't exist, you'll be right there on Section 8. You'll be right there on food stamps where you started. Now, and that's the truth. So don't use God's favor against other people. You was in the right place at the right time. You took advantage of it. Good for you. See, the right time is going to come for everybody. Everybody's time is going to come. It ain't for you to judge it, though. You can't tell nobody what their niche is. Everybody going to get their swing at it in this life. It's going to be something that's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to be a door that's going to open out of nowhere. And you're going to have the vision to see it and walk through that door and get what God has for you. But it ain't nobody here that can tell you that you this and that because you live your life how you live your life. Yeah, she rewrote it, Dwayne. I understand what she's saying now. She basically, just came with the pandemic with everybody. Exactly. Everybody was in their house and had nothing to do but sit around and watch content. If it wasn't nothing to do, you couldn't go out the door. So yeah, people watch content. But that stuff like that's ridiculous stuff. But like I said, I gave that a pass. But when she came on here talking about her doggone husband, mama business, that was something different. Yeah, you are different. She two-faced it. Her face has, in my opinion, her face has more than one shade. Her face transforms. Because ain't no way you thought that was okay to come over here and tell you that was so personal. Like that information was so personal. And it was not for her to tell. About how that woman husband had kids on her and stuff. Now that's somebody's marriage. Because you don't hold your marriage sacred. That's on you. For people that's comfortable talking about their marriage, then that's them being comfortable talking about their marriage. But people marriage is sacred. What they put out is what they put out. But it ain't nobody right to put their mouth on nobody else's marriage. And even your own husband, mama. Like, you know what? Let me tell you something. Where I'm from, you do something like that, you might just get, people may go ahead and smile on that, because overstep playing with my mama. Some men, and then everybody like, oh, he wrong. But look, come on now. He need to just leave her. One of the two things would have happened. And it would have been, him leaving would have been a good idea. But we can, I don't think he's gonna go nowhere. Like she said, of course he don't want to go nowhere because they got history together. And we all got problems. Like I said, we all have problems in our marriage. Some things people choose to reveal. That's like sometimes I talk about mine. Some things I choose to reveal, some things I don't. I don't have to. Because everything ain't for everybody. But what I choose to be open and honest about and talk about is what I don't mind nobody else talking about. I said it. Who cares? If I mentioned it about my marriage, at that point, I made it no longer, that particular part of the marriage is no longer sacred. You know what I'm saying? If I've said it. But what I'm saying is for you, like that was some low down dirty stuff. And like I said, anybody who supports her, even myself, like I said, I'm not saying that I haven't got great jewels for her. And that at some point she said something inspiring at some point. But she always seems to contradict herself. Once she says something, she comes back and she says something that contradicts what she said before. So that was always something that I noticed, and I still watch it because I love her babies are beautiful. I love to watch a mother with kids. I love that because I'm a mother with 9. So I love watching a woman hustle with her children. But for you to put that woman business out there, like I said, anybody who feel like that was cool It's ridiculous. But you got to think about this. You let your husband put his hands on your mama and you stayed with him. Like that's some old, yeah. That's some whole other type of mess they got going on. And yeah. That's some whole other type of foolishness. And that's not a good person. I don't care. You're not a good person. You're not a good person, in my opinion, putting somebody's business out there like that. That ain't even on the internet. And like I said, it's probably your senior. It's an elderly lady. You put her business out about what she did with her husband. That's that lady marriage. You got enough drama in your own marriage, honey. We watch it every single day. Like it's repetitive drama. You got definitely enough of your own to talk about. Then to put that lady business out here like that. Tell I'm becoming his mom. No, you. Stop blaming with who you are on everybody but yourself. You are you. You are exactly who you are. No matter how many masks you try to put on, no matter how much you try to hide behind those slick words or those slick songs, try to make it seem like you want to be an uplifter, inspirer. Nah. That ain't who you is. You two people. Yeah, definitely. If I never believed it, I do now. You two people. You one person on this camera for you appease to different crowds. You are one way to one crowd, and then you are the negative Nancy to another crowd that believe in being messy like that, putting people business out here like that are close to you, your doggone husband, mama. Really? What the heck she got to do with the fact you decide to stay with your husband? What her marriage got to do with yours? Nothing. Only reason why you would know anything went on in that lady marriage is if her son told you. That's why I tell my kids, don't talk to your mate about what going on with me. It ain't none of their business about what I went through. If I ain't telling them, don't you tell them. You want to pillow talk about your own business. About your own, I don't care who they is to you. Daughter-in-law, sister, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, son-in-law. Don't talk to them about my business. You got enough of your own business to talk about it. Child or no child. Because then you come back and repeat something like you was there. You heard him arguing. You heard that lady arguing with her husband over the phone or something like that while you was around. You doggone sucked up that lady information, put it in the back of your head, and waited till now to bring it out on the internet like it was your business to tell. I can't stand people like you. You keep messy, compressed, just to keep having content. Like, see, you can't trust people like that, honey. When the money get low and they start cutting you off at the kneecaps just because they know you. And when I say the money getting low, it's because I see that she put up something saying that it ain't paying like it used to pay. So, it may not be low for her. Shoot, I'm very quite sure she got way more money than me. But I don't care. Because I don't care how much money in your pocket. It don't have nothing to do with your character. Your character flawed, everything about you flawed. Because that was awful. Like, you got enough to talk about with that lady's son. You did not have to put that lady business out here like that. Like, that's some old snake mess. You a snake. You a slithering snake. You slither around people and carry their doggone business. You a bone carrier. I can't stand snakes. Like, snake people, I cannot stand a snake. Show me who you are from the jump. Let me know what I can tell you and what I can't tell you. If at any point in your life, I don't care if we get mad and we no longer deal with each other, I should be able, if I done told you my business, I should be able to know that my business still ain't going no further than you. Because we don't deal with each other, we ain't friends, that don't give you a right to talk my business. Like I said, but then you worry about why you go through the things that you go through. You go through it because God ain't sleep. You can portray yourself as anybody you want to on this internet, but God see you 24 hours a day, and he reads your heart when you do stuff with malicious intent. See, he reads your heart, and he know your heart is black. Your heart is cold. You something different. You something different. You are something different for sure. You something different. Like you ain't that man child by. And it couldn't be no son of mine. Let me tell you right now. My son would have been on couldn't be no son of mine. Don't worry about my mom. My mama can tell her own story. What my mama endured ain't got nothing to do with our marriage. If you be honest, I do what I do because you allow it. At any point, that door swing both ways. And that's for both of them. Y'all can leave. But you rather sit them and keep having them around to tear them down instead of put your foot down for real, lock them out the house, you gone. For real. No matter how much I love you, you gotta go. Nah, you need them for content. You need them to keep tearing them down. Because if he long gone and moved on with another woman, you ain't got nothing else to say. Now you got to figure out somebody else to talk about. And then y'all, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that like he perfect or that he don't do the things she say. But what I'm saying is he doing what you allow. Just like anything my husband done to me is because of what I allow. Because that door swing ain't nobody being held hostage. The door swing two ways, in and out. And both parties can at any point exit stage left. But nah, you need content. So you keep going through that to have our emotions going up and down, feeling sorry for you, then not feeling sorry for you, disliking him, then, oh, look at him with his kids. Like, your child had the emotions all over the place. You don't know what to believe. But not that we care that much, because it ain't our business. It really, really ain't our business. You know, even though you share it, don't none of us, once we click off the app, still be thinking about it, because it ain't, I hope not. I hope y'all don't carry her problems home, because them her problems. And she put herself in that situation, and she continuing to indulge in that situation. That's her part. I mean, that's her. And she a grown behind woman with money. Like, bro, a lot of women stay because they're not financially stable. A lot of women stay because of the children, different things like that. You ain't got no reason to stay. You got the money to leave. Ding dong, come a dime a dozen. You got the money to leave and take your churn. Like you say, pay for nannies, pay for daycare, pay before school, after school, you know, all that. So anything that you're doing it because you want to. Exactly, Miss Love Me Tracy Anderson. It's content. That man is content to her. Y'all think she's sitting there and doing that mess? That man is content to her. Because a lot of women go through stuff with these no good behind men. So she know a lot of women can relate. It's relatable content. That's why it continues. It's relatable content. And they watching her go through it, which I can't say I'm mad at her. You know, a bag is a bag. Whatever you fall for is what you fall for. Whatever keep y'all watching, gonna keep y'all watching. But you got to know the difference between real and content. Because ain't nowhere in the world. You mad because you want to jump up 5 o'clock in the morning and he want to sleep. Let me tell you something. My husband has to be to work 5 o'clock in the morning. How dare him want me to be up 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm not being up 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. And because I'm your wife and you decide to jump up 5 o'clock in the morning because your job tells you to do that, don't mean it makes me a bad wife, because I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock. You're like, that's normal business hours. Hell, most businesses don't open till 8 o'clock. You want to jump up at 5? Good for you. Go ahead. That's what your job entails. You chose that job for you. You get up. Why he got to get up? That don't make him a bad man because he want to sleep and you want to get up. Like, come on, like that. Child, bye. Children don't got to be to school to later, to about 7 o'clock, I know. Some schools are open at like 6, but most children got to be at the school by 7, 7:15, 7:30. Why he got to get up at 5? That don't make him a bad daddy because he don't want to get up at 5. And to be honest, you know, you have all those children, and like I said, and I'm speaking from experience, you have 9, but ain't no way in the world every time I go to the store, I want to take 9 children with me. Let's keep it gangster now, y'all. Let's keep it real on here. Because I'm a mother of 9 don't mean everywhere I go, I want to take 9 children with me. And that don't make me no less of a mama. Like, people be trying to portray this illusion of stuff that ain't even real. Like, that illusion is so silly. It's pathetic at this point. Like, come on. Even though, you know, at this point, in my first 6 children, my first 5 children are grown people. You know, most of them grown and gone. But you know, I got the little ones. But at the same time, when it was 9 little ones, well, it wasn't never all 9. It was 8 little ones at some, nah, probably about 7 little ones. As far as little, probably 6 little, all at the same time, maybe. Anywho, I didn't want, when I go to the grocery store, I didn't want all them kids going with me. For them to be running all over the store, you can't even get the groceries because they all over the store. They want mama this, mama that, give me this, give me that. Y'all got to stop acting like being a parent is easy. Y'all got to stop acting like you got to do everything perfect when it comes to being a parent. Stop it. You're trying to overcompensate for what your mama allegedly did to you, and it's looking foolish. It's looking crazy. If you stop tearing everybody down, they probably will watch your churn. But you lead with money, of course they're gonna take it because they're not doing like you doing. So if you lead with money, of course they're gonna take money. That don't mean that your mama a bad person because she let you pay her to keep your kids. 7 kids is a lot of doggone kids. I will automatically pay somebody to keep 7 kids. I don't care who it is. I don't care what the attachment is to me. To keep 7 kids, I'm gonna pay you. Because even as a mother, I get overwhelmed. So why wouldn't I think somebody else who is not obligated, mother not obligated to keep my children, don't deserve to get paid to keep them? Mama or not, she's not obligated to keep your children. And that's one thing I've always known about life. Nobody in this world, everybody that know me can tell you the same thing. I tell them all the time, nobody's obligated to do nothing for my children. I had those kids. I laid on my back, boomed over, number 11, number 12, 34. I did all that. Those my children. If somebody say, I don't want to keep your kids, I don't care what their relationship is to me, they're not obligated. That's just like I tell my children. I keep my grandchildren when I want to. I'm not obligated to keep your kids. Those are your children. You chose to have those babies. I thank God that you did choose to because they're my babies. I love them. But they're not my obligation. They're your obligation. Anything I do is extra. The love I give them and everything is natural. Yes, it comes natural. But obligation is not there. Stop making people think they're obligated. Because they're not. That's the reality of it. I don't care how the society try to make you think. Nobody's obligated. Like that's and it's ridiculous to think in your mind that means that somebody treating you bad because they won't watch 7-headed doggone churn. And my grandma was living right now, and she an older lady. And if I had all 9 of my children, they was little, you think I could have dropped them off the nanny house? Not all 9. No, ma'am. No, sir. You can leave about 2 or 3 of them. You're not leaving all them children over here. And how could I be mad at her? After 3 children, you already see, okay, it's a lot. You got to get all these children ready. You got to get these children off to school. You already know it's a lot. After 3, see, 1, you don't know. 1, you automatically want 2. You know, a lot of people. You want 2 because you want that 1 to have a playmate. Okay, so you have number 2. Okay. So then number 2, you like, okay, I got my boy and my girl. Sometimes they start getting a little older. You like, okay, I miss having a little baby. I miss the little baby smell. Okay, then you have number 3. All right. So then number 3 coming on, you like, woo, Lord, it's a lot. Getting all these children, Lord. 3 people saying, mommy, I got to get myself ready. My mate got to get ready. Now I got all 5 different personalities in my house because I got the 3 kids. I got my spouse and I got me. Now, is this a lot? At some point, you start getting overwhelmed then. I love following you and your content because you tell the truth and you don't sugarcoat things. You tell about you or your family. That's right. Amen, Dwayne. I ain't got time to. Ain't nobody on this internet or, make me feel like I got to hide. Forget them. Who are they? Everybody got their own stuff. Just some people like to hide it, which they have a right to. People, they can keep their secrets. But I know ain't nobody on this earth sit high enough to judge me. I don't care. Because everybody got their own mess that they need to be dealing with. You speaking all facts. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Miss Shonda V. After 3, stuff that got a little crazy in your house. You understand what I'm saying? So now, you're picking up behind all these people. You got to try to still work because you got to support all these people. You have to make sure all these kids eat and the person that you with eat. You got to deal with stuff within your relationship too now because all the while you still in a relationship. If the daddy decide that he want to stick around. And then for the single mamas, y'all, they have to do it by themselves. They responsible for them and all these children completely by themselves. And then for the one that's with a spouse, it's like she got four children because now I want my time. Oh, you always doing this for the children. I want me some Cuddy. At the 3 children, Cuddy kind of minimized because every time you give them Cuddy, you find yourself, with another baby in there. So Cuddy is getting scared. She don't even want to give up the Coontanoo no more because the Coontanoo popping out babies now. Okay. So at the 3, you already know. That's average. You already seeing what can happen. You already seeing how busy you can stay with 3 children. Child, when we get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, girl, bye. Number 3 taught you that it was going to be hard. One thing about me, I ain't never looked for no sympathy from nobody. You don't have to feel sorry for nothing I went through because God brought me through it. So I don't want you to sympathize. You don't have to sympathize with me. I ain't no charity case. But one thing I won't do is tear my family down to make y'all feel good. Or to feel like I want to run up a bag on social media. Pull my mother, tell my mother-in-law personal business about her baby daddies having babies and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and my, come on now. At some point, it got to be boundaries. If your content about you and your family paying enough, what is you bringing other people in for? That was disgusting. And anybody, like I said, say, oh, I can relate or I can feel you. Y'all do, boys and girls. Like, y'all don't have no mind of your own unless you just a horrible person. Unless you just a horrible person. If you thought that junk was cool, you a horrible person. Like I said, any woman that has decided to stay with a man that's had children on her or cheated on her or whatever, even though you forgive, you never forget. That stuff stay in the play in the back of your head forever. So if you ain't on a social media platform, you don't want your doggone business out here like that. It's probably hard enough mentally dealing with that. You know, some women bounce back and don't care because they decided to stay, and they be like, I decided to stay with him, so I ain't finna dwell on it. It is what it is. But then some women, they really be hurt about that. Like, they be deep in love with their husbands, and they be hurt about that. And for you to open up a wound like that, I pray to God that lady never, ever, ever see that video. I pray to God that the lady is nowhere on social media. I pray to God that lady that never has to run into this lady coming out her mouth with her business. I pray that she never have to. Because nobody deserved that. Even if she don't like her. That's probably why she don't like her. Because she run her mouth too much. That's probably why she don't like her. Because you care people's business. Any real woman don't like a person like you. And that's honest. Any real man nor woman won't like a person like you. That's a flawed character trait. A person that run her mouth and run other people's business like that. Like I said, only reason I'm speaking on it because y'all know I speak on stuff that, you know, kind of reach out, you know. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And she gonna say the lady name in the video and all. Like, that was disgusting, bro. I don't care how much you support somebody. Like I say, even if it's a friend of mine or me, if I'm doing something that's out of pocket, out of line, something that you don't agree with and you don't stand on, and I call you a supporter or a friend and you don't tell me, you fake. I'd rather have a bunch of great women around me or men around me that's going to tell me when I'm wrong. Because like I said, we all imperfect. So if I'm overstepping or you feel like, okay, now you're releasing a little too much, and you say that as a actual supporter of me or someone who has my best interest at heart, I can take that. Because like I said, we all make mistakes. None of us is perfect. Ain't nobody got to sit here and agree with everything you do because they support you. Everybody ain't got to be on here and be like, oh yeah, she said it and I understand where she come from. No, you don't. If you understand where she coming from, honey, you a problem like her. I can't relate. Like, I can't relate. That ain't nothing I want to relate to. I don't want to relate to that. Yeah, if that's what you can relate to, y'all had to pause because Kiki right here. She thought, if that's what you can relate to, you just as fake as her. In my opinion, you just as fake as her. I can relate. I understand this. No, I don't. I don't understand that. I can't relate. Nope, don't understand it at all. And don't find no right in it. I ain't built to find no right in that. Okay, Bubba, go throw in the trash, baby. Can't relate. Wait till your next video. Maybe we can see something that's, if you want to continue to watch the videos. Because baby, that like I said, that showed another side of you. everybody that feels sorry for you, including myself, that felt at some point, even though I know you say you ain't no victim, you ain't want nobody to feel sorry for you, still watching the things, watching any woman or man go through the things that you've gone through, that you've put on display, like everybody was attacking you, you're the black sheep of your family. A lot of people can relate to that. So like I said, it was relatable content. So a lot of people grew a bond with you as, you know, as who you were and what you were portraying. But for you to put that lady business out there like that, that now makes us now see things through the eyes of the people that you call quote unquote black sheep you. Now we see things through their eyes too. Why they just might not deal with your behind. Cause you a bone carrier for sure. Miss 1981, you have helped me to build up my self-esteem. Thank you. You so welcome, Dwayne. You know you're the greatest. Yeah. That's probably why they don't deal with you. You a bone carrier. You say a lot, and I don't think people hold you accountable because you may be the one who hold on, Bubba. Okay. I think a lot of people might deal with you in a way because you got money and you may help them. So I think a lot of people allow you to do a little bit too much. Because I don't care how much money you got in your pocket. Come over here. Come over here. Respect is respect. Respect. Boundaries is boundaries. And I'll deal with you the same way if I was them. I don't care what you got. Because any grown person, you should be able to make your own money. You shouldn't have to kiss nobody behind or allow anybody to step on your toes or disrespect you for no dollar. Or disrespect your situation and what you done went through trying to tell your story. Playing with somebody doggone mama. Then we didn't want us to understand why he don't respect you. Why he do what he do. See, like he try to get away from you as much as possible. Then you want to go through depression. And child, after you sit out here, child, when you did that joke to your mama, she came out here and said it. Like I said, I can't say that everything she said was true either because I know how mamas is too. Because I had one that wasn't too good. But what I do know is that now, even from seeing that even makes me rethink my stance on that. Maybe mama is telling the truth. Baby, she is telling the truth. You victimize yourself, in my opinion, in your head, and then you run with it. Narcissistic behavior, in my opinion. And plenty of us have seen displays of different stuff from this person that has been kind of narcissistic. And we put our support for her to the side and we really watch those videos with an open mind. A lot of them is a lot of patterns of somebody being a narcissist. And that's honest. That's being honest, 100% honest. And I think what the problem is, you got two narcissists together. Okay. And that's why they bump heads so much. That's why I don't be having 1,000, I done said something here or there, but I don't be having much to say. Because I just think they're doing unto each other as they're being done upon. You hear me? That junk is two-sided. I don't care. Y'all know we always try to jump on the side of the woman. Only reason why we don't see everything that she do, because that man don't do videos. I'm very quite sure if he got on the type of time that she got on, then we'll see something different. Then we wouldn't be so quick to say, oh, he's a bad person. Oh, he this, he that. She don't deserve this. I bet you. I'm willing to bet you around bottom dollar. If that man ever get on the type of time that she on, we'll see something different. Because as you see, she thinks she can talk about people not supposed to talk about her back. Because she dogged her mama. But as soon as her mama did a video where she told some truth or her truth from her point of view, she want to be on here crying. I ain't never talking to my mama again. I ain't. Wait a minute now. You mean you could dish it but can't take it? Your mama ain't making the money that you make. What you whining for? Your dog hate. But as soon as she have an opinion about something that you said, now you don't ever want to talk to her again. Now she wrong. Now you want to bring up again for the 1,000th time. You want to keep refreshing people's memory about how bad of a mama she was. You want to keep dishing, but can't take nothing. Gonna dish, but can't take the people around you, giving you an insight on how they feel about you. But you can keep trying to dog them for $1. Like that stuff is sickening, man. That stuff is sickening, man. And it ain't cool. It ain't cool. Mr. Dwayne said, "Hey, Kiki." that ain't cool, y'all. No, and hey, Mr. Dwayne, you hear Dwayne? No matter how much. One thing about this internet, right? What I'm starting to see as a new content creator or YouTuber or whatever, what I'm starting to see is people are scared to be themselves because they feel like they have to, if they support somebody, they have to indulge in everything they indulge in, or they feel like they have to agree with everything that they do, or that makes them any less of a supporter. Man, let me tell you something. If you think that I'm gonna be agreeing with every single thing you do, uh, walking to the beat of your drum just to support you, I don't want to support you. Because if you can't take it like you give it, baby, you a fake person. And I don't do fake. It ain't at this point in life, nobody should want nothing fake around them. Stand on who you are. That's one thing you should never bend on. What you believe in. Right is right and wrong is gonna always be wrong. No matter who doing it. Stand on who you are. Like you, just the same way you can come and give somebody their flowers and say, because like I said, even though I said, I'm saying what I'm saying about this particular situation, I still in the beginning, still give her flowers for the fact that she is trying. Let's just say that. And I give her flowers for the things that she have given people. But even that, like I said, as far as the knowledge that she's provided to people, even that holds less value because I brought things from what did I get? There's e-guides. I bought e-guides from because like I said, I saw her in a different light. So I'm not sitting here saying that nothing she's ever done was positive. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is anything that you've given is a double-edged sword. Because the same way you try to uplift people, you try to tear them down too. That's not genuine. That's not genuine. If you're gonna, either you're gonna inspire people, because what you try to do, you try to come out here and tell the supporters, call them everything, but you got a man laying beside you that you say make you so unhappy. Because the same way you go out here and say that women dumb for that women lazy for being on Section 8, they lazy for being on food stamps, they lazy for this, they lazy for that. The same way you name call, they can name call. And say you dumb for letting a man lay up under you every day. You dumb for continuing to keep having children when you know you were struggling with the ones before. You dumb for this. You dumb for that. You dumb for being in the casino where the children be at all the time while you're in the casino. If he don't ever watch his kids, you dumb for keep trying to portray a situation that we all can see that it's not all what you crack it up to be. You dumb for people can judge a lot of stuff. See how that works? But you think you're in a position to throw shade because you got money. You think you're in a position to judge other people's journey because, like I said, you happen to embark on favor. You happen to just slip in at a time when it was something going on where people was actually watching the internet more and you blew up. That was God's favor, girl. Humble yourself. Because God giveth and God taketh away. And I would pray he never had to take it away from you because you got 7 children, baby. You need everything that God has for you. And I pray that you have that. Yeah, the same lady. Yeah, Dwayne. The exact same lady. I pray that God, because those babies deserve everything in this world good. Okay. And then you say, I know my children gonna have childhood trauma. I'ma deal with it. Excuse me? So you telling me you can worry about people that's still on food stamps and all this stuff, and you know that you are purposely creating childhood trauma on your children, but you won't change it. That is so contradicting. You be contradicting yourself so much. That's not okay. For you to say, I know for sure that my children will have childhood trauma, but I'm not going to change it. I love this man more than I love the fact that my children are going to be traumatized by our behavior as the 2 adults in the home. What? What? Make that make sense. But again, it ain't for me to judge the situation. God sit high and God look low. We all don't know. Ain't none of us. I can't say none of us, but the majority of us haven't had perfect relationships. We do our best to try to do our best by the children and do the best by our spouse. Sometimes we drop the ball in between because one person can't be everything for everybody. We try, even us mothers, we try to be everything for everybody, but baby, sometimes we fumble because we ain't perfect. And doggone, we be having enough on our plate. We have a lot on our plate. But for you to say out your mouth, even if as a mother, you know that, for you to say it out your mouth, that's a problem. Like that goes to show something is something. Listen, the elevator don't go all the way to the top floor. Because ain't no way you going to say it. Like I said, even if you know it, why would you say it? Like when it comes to those innocent babies, why would you say it? Basically put out there that you know that you and your spouse are creating childhood traumas for these children, and the saying you have grown up with childhood traumas that even now at your big old age you cannot let go of. So you telling me you purposely doing this to your children and you're not doing nothing to change it, and you're okay with coming out on the internet telling the whole world that you're okay with causing childhood trauma on your children when you know how it's affecting you as an adult. Make that make sense. It doesn't. And like I say, not saying that everybody, a lot of people don't go through it with the relationships, because they do. But sometimes you fight in your mind and you fight these silent battles with yourself, and you fight in your everyday life to try to improve the things and change it, and pray to God that what you have gone through or have allowed your children to see won't create childhood trauma. You pray to God they can understand or perceive stuff in a manner that they keep their innocence. They understand that, home is a place of peace. That's what you pray for. You don't come out your mouth and say, not telling you what to do, I'm just saying, just normal people. You wouldn't come out your mouth and say, even in the situation that you're still in, that what me and my spouse is doing, I know it's going to cause childhood trauma for my children. I'll deal with it when it's time. Say, huh? Say what? But you could tell other people about them being on food stamps, housing, that they lazy. You lazy. You lazy. You too lazy to care about your children's feelings. You too lazy because somebody laying some pipe to you. You lazy. It take more than money. You can buy your children everything in the world, but if your children are broken inside, what does it matter? Just like you was. You said your mama gave you material stuff, but the priceless stuff, what you needed, she didn't provide. So that's the exact same thing you're doing. And we never saw that. Because we see you taking your babies to the parks. We see you interacting with your babies daily, on a daily basis, creating amazing memories with your babies. But then you double back and tell us that you know that y'all causing childhood trauma. Why are you still in this situation? Like, it would have been different if y'all was out of the situation. You had to, y'all both went y'all separate ways. You said, okay, so I chose to move on. This, again, is just in my opinion. I decided to move on with my life because I knew the situation that I was in was going to cause childhood trauma for my children. And I know me, regardless of what you do to me, I know that I've gone through it. I know that I've gone through it. And the last thing that I would want to do is inflict this same type of pain on my children. So I decided to leave that situation. But I can't say up to this point, I know that that's what that was doing. But as a mother, I decided to change it. Because once you have children, your life is no longer your own. You know, that would have made more sense. But for you to still be in the situation and saying that y'all relationship caused a childhood trauma for your children, you'll deal with it when you do, when it's time. Like that. Like I said, I ain't judging, but y'all, some stuff, 2 plus 2 just ain't adding 4. It ain't adding up to me. The math ain't math. Because it's just a lot of stuff that's just very contradictory. Like I said, she's awesome. I'm gonna give her flowers too. She's an awesome content creator. I love the way she's able to put her videos together, every little thing she do, even her voiceovers, because it definitely makes the scenery way more interesting. The fact that she talks over it, that is amazing. So I'm not knocking nothing, but it's just certain aspects of what you drop that just makes no sense. And you doing that to that lady was snakish. You a snake. You a slithering snake too. So anybody who encounter you in their personal life definitely need to be careful. I don't care how much money you got. They better be careful the way they come slithering around you. Cause you real. Even the way she act with that sister. She got all the money in the world, but look at that sister. She says she's so confident with her body and whatever. Y'all, let's just be honest. Really pay attention to stuff. She child by. Let me hush. But child by. Y'all watch stuff outside of just being a supporter and feeling like everything that she do is right. Watch stuff just from a person with common sense, and your vision will be more clear when you watch it. Of course, everybody gonna continue to support. I love to see the babies or whatever, but I'm just saying, you got to call a spade every time. You got to call a spade now. Some things you let slide, but you got to call a spade. Like, for you coming on here dogging these elderly women, like, you doing too much. Your mama, his mama, like, woman, dang, ain't no way the money drying up like that you got to do that. Like, come on, man, just cut the casino off or something. In my opinion, just my opinion. You ain't got to cut off nothing. You got, like I said, you got your money longer than mine. But I'm just saying, you know, if you got to dog them people just because you spending that money at the casino, you got to try to make it back, baby. Don't do that. God don't bless no mess, baby. God don't bless no mess, and He is not the author of confusion. You got to stop that. That's ridiculous. I would throw so much shade at her that she would think it's an eclipse. Yeah, Dwayne, she was gutter for that. She was gutter. Y'all, let me deal with my baby. She want me to watch the iPad with y'all. Y'all, I really enjoy everybody. And again, don't take anything I said out of context. Like I said, I don't see high enough to judge anybody. Only God can judge you. I can't add or subtract any value from who you are as a person, as you can't do it to me. But I can, have an opinion. And that was disgusting. Um, and she just got to understand she will reap the harvest of that seed. She will reap the harvest of that seed that she sown, because that was pathetic and it was awful. And just like I said, my perception of, again, from my perception, but who am I? She don't know me. I don't know her, but my perception of her is different. And it'll always continue to be different because when you show me stuff like that, that's who you are. That slithering snake stuff, that ain't nothing I take lightly. But y'all, may your today be better than yesterday. May your tomorrow be better than today. Know that every day God blows that breath in your body, you're one step closer to your season. Don't fumble yourself worrying about the world. You all have a blessed and prosperous week. And may God give you all the desires of your heart. I'm out.